Alright, today is already Saturday. Hope everybody's enjoying it so far. Only 7 o'clock in the morning, so mail obviously isn't here yet. And mail has been a disappointment the entire week. But anyway, we'll get into something else. I just have not had a lot of content to put up. And I've been watching a number of people's, sometimes it's interesting watching people, paw through binders and look through collections and stuff like that. But when you're not finding packs, binders, or collections to look through, it just kind of puts you in a different mood. It's like, oh man, I'm not finding any of that. But yet people are coming across, billions of cards, and I'm barely even seeing a one. So, or at least one that I'm interested in. But let's go through some ancient cards that I have in a binder. And it's one of those things. Again, this is kind of I want to say a frustrating project, but it was a difficult project when I started it, and now it's not possible because I think there's only one person, maybe two people in this entire set that are still alive, and this is the 1954 Bowman football set here. The biggest heartbreak of them all is this Neil Warden. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there, but it's got beautifully centered. It's like that card has got the most absolute shine I've ever seen on a 50s card on it, and it is the most beautifully centered card. I mean, that was a gradable card at one point. But when Neil Warden autographed it, he used a green pen that smeared. It was a beautiful signature, but it smeared and ruined the card. That card, I wanted to say I spent $2 or $3 on a few years ago, and now it's a $20 card in that condition. And it would probably be about 40 graded. It's probably going to be about a 5 maybe, or something crazy. There's like a little bit of edge curl on the top here or something like that that would prevent it from getting a better grade. But I mean, that was the mintest 54 Bowman I have ever seen in my entire life. I think I bought it on eBay, $3 plus shipping or something, so it probably came out to $5. But a card like that is now $20. And that's the thing, all these cards, condition is just really I mean, most of the cards I didn't care about if they had rounded corners or creases in it, and a lot of these don't think there's barely a crease on any of these on this page here. But there's Al Carmichael. Was he the Hoagie Carmichael, I'm thinking? And so there's Al Carmichael's autograph there. Neil Warden is still alive, but I don't want to chance, another bad pen. Whether that was on purpose, he signed in green, obviously, for the Eagles, but I've seen, but his autograph is like $40 or $50 just to buy that same card on the internet, and the condition is not as good. Here's John Martin Kovic, right there, signed up here. I can't remember if Johnny Lujack was in this set. I think Johnny Lujack was in the set, and my card got switched out and I got the wrong card. That's another $50 to $100 card that I can't afford anymore. That's really unfortunate. This one is Kenneth Farragut. Nobody very much wrote to him, and the only card I had was this clipped corner card here. But it's at least a Kenneth Farragut, so that's really pretty neat. I'm not sure if he's still alive anymore. Verrill Switzer just died in June or July, and I wrote to him, at least in 2017, 16, 17, 18, I wrote to him many, many years ago, and it came back RTS or something, it came back unsigned. I don't know what happened, but there's one on eBay I thought was signed in 2016 or something like that, or maybe it was on Star Tiger, somebody got him back in 16. So there's the Verrill Switzer card there. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get him. And I looked up some of these autographs. At one time they were around $10, $15 for alive and some later deceased players. But now they're like $25 on up to $100 per card, depending on who they are. Here's Bill McCall right there. Charlie Trippi, I can't remember if he recently deceased or if he's still alive, but to buy his cards already signed, because he signed just about anything and everything, and to get one of his cards I just had to get a pretty good condition card, and that's the one I got to have him sign. 54 Bowman, if you don't know, was probably a really highly printed card set, and they were not very, very valuable. Also the size was bothered people. There's a nice Lou Groza, but there's no way that I would find a signed copy for under $100 probably for that one. There's 100 and some cards in the set, but it seems like it goes on forever. Maybe there's 200, I don't remember. I do have card number 1, Ray Matthews, and I got a Okay condition one. John Scarbath, that was a hard one to find, or Jack Scarbath. And that's creased right across there. Hopefully you can see that, creased right across there. Fred Enke, or Fred Enke, E-N-K-E, small signature there. Some of these guys had very difficult signatures, you know, later in years that it was hard to sign. Some people had amazing, Neil Warden still had a pretty good signature, it's amazing. Charlie Trippi as well. There's a couple more pages here. We do have Harold Giancanelli. And I got most of the ones I had signed at one time were Eagles. There's Harold Giancanelli right there. And then there's Joe Arenas for the 49ers, so that's really pretty neat. Sorry, Joe Arenas right there. The glare is awful at this time of day. And then there's Fred Curly Morrison. That was really pretty neat to have that one. I probably have the most 54 Bowmans out of anybody in the YouTube that I know of, YouTube groups, autograph, because I went for everybody that was still alive, everybody. I should have been looking for the recently deceased. There's a nice Bob Thomason. Again, another Eagles right there. Here's Fred Cohn. That's a really neat card there for the Packers. Bob Stonecipher. There was another one not Martin Kovic. There's another guy that for the 54 Bowman set that I wrote that was alive. I can't think of his name right now. I think he played for the Redskins maybe? Or the Cardinals, one of those in a darker colored uniform there. I don't really remember. I can't think of his name right now. And he was a notable player of some kind, and that never came back. I think when I started with an R maybe. But here's one I've never been able to figure that out. So I got on COMC. Now, why in the world would you have a Dick Flanagan card here? This is a different year, obviously. And it says Dick F right there. Dick Flanagan, Dick F. That was on eBay as an COMC as an altered card. I've not been able to find out Dick Flanagan's autograph, so I thought maybe in his later years he tried signing. Not really sure if that's a Dick Flanagan autograph. If anybody knows, let me know on that. Or if anybody knows how I can get, if there's any other people that are still alive in the 54 Bowman set I should be writing to. And that's what I have for you today, unless I have a mail day, and thank you for watching.